everyone. Welcome to our first video series with the legendary Glenn Burns. Many of you may know and love Glenn, seen him on TV for many years, helping us prepare for our days as he forecasted the weather and prepare for our safety as we had different weather challenges come our way. We appreciate Glenn's service to us, and we're excited to have Glenn here with us today. Not only as a friend, but also a proud customer of North Georgia Replacement Windows. Welcome, Glenn.
Thank you, Ted. It's a pleasure to be with you all the time.
Well, now that you've stepped away from the weather forecast desk, how's life treating you?
Life is great, actually. I love retirement, but I can't get away from weather. You know, it's always first thing in the morning. Here's what it's going to be. Look at, I do a lot of social media, so I still do the forecasting, and I get to look out the window to make sure it's right.
Very habitual, huh?
Right?
Can't get away from it. Well, tell us, what does a typical day look like for you?
Wake up in the morning, get first things first. You get a nice cup of coffee, sit in my favorite chair here and look out the window and just watch the wildlife roll by. So it's a nice early morning, but it's a beautiful sight out there to watch the deer, the squirrels. We have a hawk out there. We've got owls coming in late in the afternoon and evening. So I enjoy very much watching the nature in the back.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm an
Yeah.
outdoorsman as well. I love that. So tell us, have you had any interest in hobbies that you've been able to pursue now that
doing a
you have
lot of
little bit more
woodworking,
time?
doing a lot of woodworking right now. So I'm really getting into that, and that's coming along. Making some projects for the grandchildren they seem to enjoy. I speak a lot up at TELUS Science Museum, and so that's always a lot of fun. And of course, I do my Facebook page, and I do a lot of the forecasting there and looking ahead at the storm systems coming in. And I get to sit home and actually watch them come in, rather than being inside the Severe Weather Center 2 looking at a radar.
Still giving back and servicing, and I expect
so.
no less from you.
I hope so.
You know, a lot of times we see television personalities or people in the movies, and then we meet them, and it doesn't match up with what we have. And just one thing I can say for you, Glenn, is you're so genuine.
Well,
you're so friendly, and that's not the case. And that's the way you always came across delivering the weather. So I'm sure you're a great speaker.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, what's been some of the biggest adjustments that you've had to go through?
Well, the biggest adjustment is when we have a big storm system coming in and you're not going to be at work, you're going to be at home. But you get a whole different perspective on that. You know, when I was forecasting these thunderstorms and all kinds of severe weather coming in, I was trying to be compassionate about the people at home that were having to endure this. A mother with small children inside a house watching a ferocious storm come in. And you wanted to present a sense of urgency to these folks to get to shelter, but you didn't want to panic people, because that's not a good thing to do. But seeing, and realizing what people were seeing at home compared to what I was doing at the office in Severe Weather Center 2, that's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Just sitting home and realizing what people were enduring while you were up there saying, here, take cover there. And here's what's coming in. So it's a whole different adjustment just watching the storms come in.
Sure. And you're still involved a little bit with WSB and the Weather Center there?
Yes, I get to go back for the big events. We did the lighting of we actually did the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, where I do that every year for about 17 years now, for just the beautiful garden lights, holiday nights show out there. It's amazing. So it's been kind of a tradition for me, so I get to do that. And I got to come back in for the storms, the hurricanes, Milton and Helene, to lend some expertise.
Wow.
Growing up in South Florida, working with the National Hurricane Center. And so you get some expertise and a little, it was just such a horrible situation.
That's so valuable. And one of the things I was so amazed, when I met you early on, and it's been many years ago, you took us back in the weather studio. And I think a lot of times us as the viewers, we think, okay, the person delivering the weather is just a good looking face and a smooth personality. But it was so much more, when you started showing us the computers and all the buttons that you push and really what you learn and analyze with the radar systems and stuff. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, people don't realize what's involved, and every minute you're on the air requires about an hour of preparation. So there's quite a scenario that goes on behind the scenes. So, and I remember going way back when you first came to the house, in our other house before we moved here. You guys were absolutely astounding. I mean, from step one, when you came in, I didn't know when we needed new windows. I didn't know where to turn, and just happened to see the advertisement on WSB, and I said, well, let's give them a call and see what happens.
Glad we had that connection, that partnership.
And you did such an amazing job with the planning. The skilled installation was amazing, and the result, spectacular. And that's why I said, you guys need a spokesman here. I've never done a commercial before in my life, as you know, but I couldn't pass this up. You guys are an amazing company.
Well, and we appreciate that you're an actual customer, because that would be a requirement for us, because we haven't had an endorsement. So this is a dream endorsement for us. Now that you're retired, I know you mentioned a little bit about maybe your Facebook page, but how are you staying connected in the community?
Well, I do a lot of speaking engagements, actually. I go up to Telus Museum. I speak at some Chamber of Commerce groups, schools I still go to from time to time. So
I bet the kids love that.
Yeah, it's great. My granddaughter is a science nut, and she's always calling me about, Grandpa, tell me about this storm. Tell me about how lightning works. So I really enjoy that. I love talking to kids.
Well, and you probably got to spend more time with your family now.
I do.
Your sweet wife, Susan.
Yes.
Have y'all been able to do some things together?
We're great grandparents. We go on a lot of trips together. I have a boat down in Florida. We go to the Bahamas. They take them all out there. They love the ocean. So we're very fortunate. Our whole family loves that. And we do spend a lot of time together. We get to go during ratings periods.
Oh, man, that's good. That's good. Well, you mentioned, being a customer and your experience with us. Is there a favorite place in your home that you like to go and enjoy the new windows? Yeah.
Well, this is it. I sit in my chair over here every morning with my cup of coffee. I take a look out the window. And just look at this. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. What I had here before, you well know. But you look out here, you get this panorama view of the trees and the fall color and the birds singing, the squirrels go, and the deer in the background. It is absolutely amazing.
It is.
And I think back of what we had before, and boy, it was a billion times better than what we have right now.
I think I mentioned when I came in here earlier, I don't remember what this wall looked like, but I know it did not look like that.
Did not look like this. And again, the process, you came in, you measured everything perfectly. You gave us this incredible window that looks like it belonged with the house. It's upgraded, of course, looks spectacular, but it looks like it's always been here. Yeah. And it's just amazing.
Well, I remember we got Susan involved in that as well.
Well, they got to get the boss involved.
And I think your daughter's an interior designer, and we created some different renderings. So you were able to really visualize what this project would look like before it took place.
Yeah, my daughter is an interior designer in Charleston, and she really loves the windows. Every time she comes over, she comments on how wonderful they are. And the whole process was so seamless again. You came in, the skill of putting this in seamlessly, no problems, the follow-up. And you think about, how it makes your house look. And we had them installed in our house prior to this house, and that was a huge selling point.
Sure.
It was amazing. The people were so impressed by the installation of North Georgia Placement windows. I mean, they were really impressed with the quality of those windows as well.
Well, and being in this phase of life, I know you're traveling, you're speaking, you're doing a lot of things, but you're probably spending a little bit more time at home. What's your recommendation for somebody that's in this phase of life when it comes to a window project?
It's scary. We're going to make a big change, right? But you have to think of it as an investment, because you're going to get your money out of it when you sell your home, if you do sell your home. The fact is, I'm sitting here in my house every day. It's a beautiful sunny day, but when it's cloudy and rainy, I still have this panoramic view. It is absolutely gorgeous. That's a scary process to begin with, but you guys have made it so easy. You tell everybody step by step what you're going to do. You deliver what your promise is, and you follow up. So,
Sure.
what a company. I mean, what a company.
Well,
Who
thank
does
you.
that?
Well,
Who does that?
that means a lot.
And the prices are reasonable.
Well, and I think also at this stage, you don't want to be redoing this any time in the future.
No.
You know, you have a very beautiful place here. You can tell that, you know, you have nice things, and it's, you know, you want that type of quality. You want to make sure, like you said, that it looks like it belongs here in your home.
You can tell it's an upgraded window, but it sure looks like it was born to be here.
Good. Well, we really appreciate you sharing some of your insights with us today. You know, do you have any advice for anybody considering retirement or transitioning into this next phase of life?
You know, I was scared. You know, I worked 42 years as a chief meteorologist for WSB TV.
With a tremendous purpose.
With a tremendous purpose. The technology was amazing and got better and better and better. And, you know, I was afraid that I was really going to miss it. But there's so much more out there to do. There's life after work, believe it or not. And being able to still be involved in the community, still being able to go to schools, being able to talk to civic organizations. Yeah, it really is.
About a subject you love at that, right?
I love weather. I mean, you know how I got into it, right?
Share with us real quick.
Well, I was at the beach. I was 16 years old, a cocky little surfer, and decided to go out, and who cared about that big storm that was coming? And as I was walking toward the beach with my surfboard in my hand, lightning bolt came down and split a big, huge pine wide open and knocked me over.
Oh, wow. I bet
That
was so
shockwave
scary.
knocked me over, and I was on the ground just shaking. And from that point on, I said, I want to know what makes that stuff work. How does that happen?
Scared and awe,
I could have
but
been. I
a
was this
curiosity.
close to not being there.
Wow.
So, yeah, great respect for weather.
Well, we're glad you survived that, and you've been able to help, you know, probably millions of people.
Well, I
you know,
hope so.
throughout the
You know,
years.
that,
So.
you know, it's a big responsibility, you know, forecasting storms and actually tracking them. And, you know, that's another thing I wanted to tell you about. The confidence sitting here when a big storm is coming with these kind of quality windows gives you a sense of, it's okay, it's going to be okay. And I sit here when it's in the middle of July, I sit here when it's in the middle of December, and you see no difference. The quality of these windows is absolutely astounding. I can't say enough about them.
That's wonderful. That's great to hear. Well, we appreciate all of your time today and
Thanks,
sharing
Ted.
some of
It
your
was fun.
insights. It's fun to get to know a little bit more of your background and what you've been up to.
Yeah, and you know,
we appreciate
it sounds like a commercial, but it's true. I mean, I can't recommend these windows enough. They're just absolutely amazing. And the quality and the whole experience, you're going to love it.
Well, that means so much. Well, if you've enjoyed this content that Glenn has brought you today, you know, we're going to be doing this on a quarterly basis. So tune in next quarter for more.
This is going to be fun.
Of Glenn Burns. And if you're interested in learning more about North Georgia replacement windows and the Infinity window and our product, visit us online at ngwindows.com.
Thanks, Ted.
Appreciate you, Glenn. Thank you.